Hello there. Today I have a brief point to make about carbon steel knives. Carbon steel knives are for the most part quite a bit better than stainless steel. They're rather a lot stronger, they get a little bit sharper, they're much easier to sharpen. They got two drawbacks. One, to offset their ease of sharpening, they require sharpening a little bit more frequently. The other drawback is tarnish. So this first one I'm going to show is a factory-produced stainless steel kitchen knife. It's been used pretty heavily over the last 5 years. In that time, it's got some soap spots and some scratches, but other than that, the blade is in pretty good condition. This is considering that it hasn't been maintained apart from the occasional sharpening, it's never been polished, so on, so on. It's still pretty shiny, you can still get a bit of reflection in it. This is a carbon steel chef's knife that I made myself out of a lawnmower blade. It's also had about 5 years of really heavy use, and it also hasn't really been taken care of apart from the occasional sharpening. It's all tarnished to heck, and there's even a little bit of rust which I should get around to cleaning off. Another example of a homemade carbon steel chef's knife. This one hasn't received quite as much use, but again, it's still tarnished to heck. For comparison, here's what they should look like originally. This is a carbon steel chef's knife that hasn't been used at all. Side-by-side comparison. Stainless steel has got a lot of chrome in it, which helps protect the knife from corrosion at the cost of being a little bit more brittle. What this means for the owner is that while carbon steel knives are better, you kind of have to take care of them if you want them to stay nice. If you leave them in the sink overnight, they'll just rust away to nothing. If you leave food stuck to them for a couple of hours, oh, I'll do the dishes later, you'll come back and find little tarnish spots underneath that food. If you want them to stay nice and shiny, you gotta clean them, dry them, put them away immediately after you're done using them. If you're going to be cutting onions with them, you're not going to keep them nice and shiny. The acid in the onions will just tarnish them even while you're using them. If asked whether I would recommend carbon steel or stainless steel, it all comes down to the question of, do you care how shiny they stay? And if you do, how much work are you prepared to put into them? For something like a hunting knife, I don't find it too onerous to keep it nice and relatively shiny. For a kitchen knife, I just find it impossible. Thing is though, I don't really mind when they develop a patina. I kind of like the look of them. It's the difference between something that looks sort of cold and sterile versus something that looks like it's been used for tens, hundreds of hours. Something that's fresh out of some nameless factory or something that has a life history. Though of course your mileage may vary. Regardless, I hope you found this interesting. Thank you for watching.